Hello and welcome. My name is Jessie Poole. I am the founder and lead cool sculpting specialist at Element Body Lab, the Dallas Cool Sculpting Experts. And as a provider, one of the things that I really get the most fired up about, one of the things I'm most passionate about is the differences in providers. Because I know, without a shadow of a doubt, there are hundreds of cool sculpting practices within a 10-mile radius of our office. And I don't take it lightly whenever somebody chooses me as their cool sculpting provider, or when someone invests in our business here, chooses any of the providers here, because it is the ultimate investment of trust and you saying, hey, I know you're the expert. I know you're the person who can guide me. I know you're the person who can deliver exceptional results, because cool sculpting is a tool. It's like scissors to a hairdresser. And I want to give you the tools that you need in order to be able to pick the best provider and pick the right provider for you. Because I want you to understand that you're not just choosing a technology. You're choosing someone to help you get the results that you're looking for. You're making a massive investment in yourself. And you're also saying, yes, I believe this technology, but ultimately, mostly I believe in you. So I want to give you some advice on what you're looking for, because I know how confusing that can be. Whenever I first heard about cool sculpting, I was like, well, it's all the same. It's gotta all be the same, right? It's natural to think that, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. Not all cool sculpting is created equal, just like not all haircuts are the same. The amount of training, experience, expertise that someone has on how to use that specific tool is the difference between seeing no results, seeing unnatural looking results, and seeing an exceptional result. And I want you to know what it is that you're looking for whenever you are shopping for a provider. Because the easiest thing to shop for is price. It's easiest to say, I'm just going to price shop, find the cheapest one, and go with them. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get the best experience. And it certainly doesn't mean you're going to get the best results. So invest in yourself, invest in getting sensational cool sculpting results, and invest in providers that have the excellent training and excellent customer service and excellent experience. So whenever you are starting to look for a cool sculpting provider, yes, you should be asking them, how much does cool sculpting cost? You should be asking them, how does it work? Because their intimate understanding of the technology is the first indicator that they are the right provider. They should know the history of cool sculpting. When did it start? What is it FDA cleared to do? What are the safety concerns? And they should feel really comfortable being able to discuss all of the caveats, all of the little nuances around the technology, because that is the foundation of exceptional cool sculpting, is understanding intimately the technology as a whole, understanding the differences between the elite hand pieces and the cool sculpting advantage. So if you've seen me talk before, you've probably seen me hold this hand piece. It's a cool sculpting elite versus this hand piece. This is a cool advantage hand piece. You want to know about the evolution of the technology, but you also want to really know about, like, where does the fat go and how does it flush? And part of that has to do with the training that you're going to get within the facility. And the other part that has to do with, like, the training that you can get in other places. So there are two specific training certificates that you want to be looking for. So this one that you see pulled up, it's a really big thing that I've kind of covered my entire screen. It says Cool Sculpting Certified Practice. So as a cool sculpting certified practice, the entire practice as a whole gets certified. So our practice here, Element Body Lab, is a certified cool sculpting practice. Everyone here is certified. That's from the makers of the technology. That's saying, hey, yep, we've come in and we've trained you on the basics of cool sculpting. You're going to take that a step further though. The provider themselves needs to be trained and certified. So then the provider actually themselves goes through that same certification process to make sure they're well versed on the technology. Every provider here at Element Body Lab is also a certified provider. So we're a certified practice and we only have certified providers. Now, on top of that level of training, another version of the manufacturer's training that is available is Cool Sculpting University. So Cool Sculpting University is a gold standard program. It's hosted by the manufacturers of the cool sculpting technology. You should see an emblem like this. They should be showcasing that they are Cool Sculpting University certified. This is a 3-day hands-on program to make sure that you know all of the nuances and caveats of the clinical training and the history of cool sculpting. Now you can even take this one step further and be CoolSculpting Masters certified. So all of our providers, before they are released to do treatments on their own without having an overseeing kind of lead CoolSculpting specialist involved, or having myself even involved, or our medical director involved, they have to have these high level of trainings. So CoolSculpting University Masters, it's another 3-day intensive hands-on program. So let me just recap that training. CoolSculpting Practice Certified, CoolSculpting Provider Certified, CoolSculpting University Certified, CoolSculpting Clinical Masters Certified. Those are the 4 of the certifications that you really want to see from your CoolSculpting provider. But outside of that, you also want to make sure that they can walk the walk. What I just talked about was them talking the talk. It's them going and getting certified, attending a program. It's didactic trainings and 3 days worth of hands-on. But can they actually deliver? That's the next piece. So read their reviews and look at their portfolio. So one of the things that you'll notice about us here at Element Body Lab is if you Google us, you will see over 70 5-star reviews. Whenever people start to read our reviews, I talk to people all the time and they're like, we thought you couldn't be a legit business because people just like you so much and there's only good reviews. And it's because we believe in radical honesty. If you would be better served by something else, if we don't think that we can deliver on your expectations, we just want to tell you that in the consultation. We want to point you in the right direction, even if that means we lose your business, even if that means you are not a CoolSculpting client of ours, because CoolSculpting is a great technology, but it is not a fix-all. It's not a magic wand. It doesn't work for everyone. So we've got enough experience from all of the clinical trainings that we have as a team and the experience that we have from years and years in business. All of that helps us build this reputation. So look at the reviews of the provider and don't just look at the reviews of what the patients say. Look at how the business responds. It's a really good tell of the personality, of the leadership, of the team kind of dynamic, and how your provider will be having conversations with you in the room. You want to make sure that there is gratitude and there's warmth and kindness, that it's a conversation, that you can tell that there's some back and forth, hey, thank you so much for taking your time to leave us a review. Even if it's a negative review, thank you so much for giving us this feedback. We've learned from it and we want to do better. That's what it's all about. So read the reviews and read the responses from the business as well. So training we've talked about, reputation we've talked about. But reputation also includes your portfolio of work. So one of the things that I think is really unique to us is we only exclusively share photos of clients that we personally have treated. Within the 4 walls of Element Body Lab, that's it. So the before and after photos that you are seeing are of our work. We're not showing you manufacturer-based stock photos. We're not showing you providers, other providers and other businesses work, because that shows that scissors work. That shows that the machine works, but that doesn't tell you anything about the skill of the person that you're using. So make sure that the portfolio that you're looking at, make sure that the before and after photos that you're reviewing are before and after photos of the portfolio, the portfolio of that provider and of that business. Make sure it's their work. So now we have covered training, certifications, reputation, which includes reviews, and portfolio. And then that takes me to the final piece. You want to like your provider. These are people that you're going to spend time with. You just want them to be kind and warm and people that you would enjoy hanging out with. I know that I'm not the right provider for everyone because of my personality, which is why we are so vocal and so active on social media. We want you to get to know what we stand for, how we interact, how we do business, and how we like to do business. If we're not the right practice for you, we understand that. Sometimes it just comes down to a personality thing, and that's fine too. Make sure that you like your provider and that you trust them, because this is a really, it's just a really intimate thing that you're going through. You're talking about these places that you've always carried fat and have this insecurity. And if you're not comfortable having an honest conversation, if you're not comfortable saying, hey, that what you're talking about, that's not where I'm actually noticing it, then it's so much harder to be happy with your results in the long run. So that's why we put such a big emphasis on customer service. And it's why we put such a big emphasis in having that conversation with you, making it a back and forth where we say, hey, here's what we see, but you tell us what your goal is. Hey, we could keep going, but the question is how much fat do you want gone? Hey, here's what we're able to accomplish, but I have a question for you. What's the actual concern here? Because it just is about that open and honest conversation. So I want to remind you that CoolSculpting is a great, great tool. It is the safest and most proven technology that is available whenever it comes to non-surgical fat reduction. The first FDA clearance happened in 2009, and since then, there's been more than 8 million treatments performed worldwide. We here at Element Body Lab, we opened our doors January 1st of 2018? That's right. So we have been in business for years, and we, over the course of time, have built a reputation of people who come back to us time and time again because they trust our opinion and they trust our providers. And we continue to grow our team. We continue to evolve. We want to provide the very best experience whenever it comes to looking for a CoolSculpting provider. So that means putting a really big emphasis in ongoing training. We don't just train once, we continue to reinvest in trainings. So our team as a whole goes back to CoolSculpting University because that knowledge, we need a refresh. We need to know what's new. We need to know what's changed. And we commit to always doing that. We commit to continuing to invest in our education, continuing to invest in our clients and in our patients' successes, and also make sure that we're learning from the things that we could do better. If you have any feedback for us, if you want to share your experience with us, we invite you to do so. You can always leave us a review. If you are a client of ours here at Element Body Lab, please make sure you've left us a review. We want to hear about your experience, all of the good things, the things that we can improve on. We welcome all of the feedback we can. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jessie. I'm the founder and lead CoolSculpting specialist at Element Body Lab. I hope that you choose your provider wisely because it's all about how and where we place these handpieces in order to be able to make impactful change in your body. And your provider is the difference between seeing no results, seeing a really nominal results, and seeing fantastic results. I'd be honored to be your provider, as would anyone on our team. Thank you for joining us. If you want to get started today, you can actually schedule a consultation with us online. elementbodylab.com. There's a link in the menu bar that says book a consultation. We'd be honored to have you. Until then.